let's use uh, Star Wars Episode 7.5 or 3.5. Have you seen the trailer?
Uh, what? I've probably seen it, but just didn't know.
Describe it basically as, you know, it's a space thriller that happens to be in Star Wars.
Space thriller.
Well, spy thriller.
Spy thriller.
Yeah. It's like,
So basically a Star Wars Bond movie with a chick.
yeah, it's not Star Wars in any way. I don't even think the Force is going to make an appearance.
Okay, no, I'll give it an open mind. I'm going to give it its fair chance. And part of the reason why, well, the source block for me is mainly with the name of it. Because, when I think of Rogue One, because of, reading all the books and whatnot, I associate that with Wedge Antilles as his call sign. So when I hear that, I'm just expecting an origin story for him.
Yeah, I don't think these are origin stories. Well, actually, no,
I don't think it's going to be either.
I take it back though, because I saw who I think is a grand. No, what's his name that died in the Death Star explosion?
What's his name? Not Mahdi, but yeah, there was a Grand Admiral who was on that thing when it blew up.
Not Grand.
Yeah, I think that might be the same dude because he does look kind of old.
Not Grand Admiral. The super smart guy that in the books was able to beat everybody up with a POS small ship. Why am I forgetting his name? Not
Dude,
so.
I really know.
All right, the guy who was holding Vader's leash.
Tarkin?
Yes.
No, I don't think that wasn't Tarkin because remember Tarkin wears the olive green uniform.
Yes.
Are you talking about the older boss looking dude?
Yeah, but he was on screen for like a second.
Yeah, he was wearing a white uniform.
I don't know. Tarkin could have gotten demoted.
They built him up to be like Palpatine's best friend in the new canon.
Wow. Yeah, it's possible, but I guess back to the fans. Fans who people cater to the lowest common denominator will end up ruining a franchise or ruining an album or ruining a band or ruining whatever, especially when it's just driven by money instead of loyalty.
Right.
But it remains to be seen how well or how not well the franchise is going to survive or not survive.
Well, like I said, whatever Disney does so far, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Because so far they haven't done anything to really, ruin anything. But on the other hand, though, yeah, seeing how things went for Nintendo, yeah, I'm kind of weary about that.
We'll see. Disney also does risky stuff under other umbrellas. Like,
yeah, that's true.
They own Lionsgate, and Lionsgate has made some of the craziest movies recently. So, we'll see. I don't want it screwed up, but at the same time, I'll always have episodes 4, 5, and 6, and no one can take that away from me.
Right, and no, they can't. they can't make the books unexist either.
Right.
Like they can relegate it to a different timeline, but they literally can't unprint the books that are already in circulation.
Exactly. Oh.
But I'm still hoping to see either film or TV series that's on the same caliber as Timothy Zahn's Thrawn trilogy.
Well, hopefully, but
Yeah. I mean, right now, given some of the bandwagoners I've seen, I'm feeling kind of 50-50 on something of that highbrow.
Anyways, I think we can move over to realize that fans will make a difference, but hopefully not too much.
Right.
But I guess another release that's interesting is video games, and more specifically, and it's a horrible transition, but I'm so excited. Since the last episode, Capcom has released a trailer for Guile on Street Fighter V.
You know what? When I first saw that, the first thing that came to my mind wasn't Guile's moves. I was sitting there looking at his outfit thinking, okay, how long has this franchise been going, and they finally put him in like a proper U.S. Air Force uniform?
Man, people are saying that uniform makes him look like a mall cop.
That's what the Air Force uniform looks like. It's the blue shirt with a tie and dark blue slacks.
Oh, no, not that one. The other one, the one with the white shirt. You see that one?
Oh, yeah, I didn't see that one.
He looks like a mall cop. Like the official trailer is actually kind of cool because it shows people that they brought along practically every classic move he's had since Street Fighter II.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But they also added a few more things. Dude, he's gonna be a hold character in a game where they specifically decided to screw with characters that don't hold and make them non-hold characters. Vega's not a hold character. Bison, I don't believe, is a hold character. Necalli has a hold move, but only one. So no hold characters yet. They basically went all in with Guile and said, you know what, this guy's classy. He's classic.
Yeah. I think it's that Guile was like too classic, too popular for them to really mess with him that much.
And I know that there's some people that are just going to switch over to him because he's still really damn good against Shotos.
Oh yeah.
And he'll probably destroy Bison's head stomp, and the fact that they added his ability to crouch and slide crawl forward was weird.
Oh man, that's gonna make him dangerous or even more dangerous if he can do that under like just about everyone's projectiles.
Ooh, I don't know if that's an interesting if it can. I don't think they're gonna make it projectile that low, but if they did, that I don't know. I mean,
He's gonna be broken if they did.
At least the crawl is super slow. Like
yeah.
he is super slow, but I mean he's just like this like imagine if he didn't have a projectile. He just crawl across. You're like, yeah, go ahead and jump. See what happens. See what happens. And that's, man, I'm gonna definitely try him out.
Yeah, hopefully. Aren't they supposed to put it in the story mode with arcade mode or something with the new update?
Yeah, they do. Like they did with the
proper single player.
I hope. I don't know if they will, because right now the single player story mode is just like, every character has like 5 fights, and in between the fights it's kind of like a stop motion comic book.
Oh man.
It's not even like video like Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, that's what they did with the Soul Calibur 5. I mean, the thing is, it was cool when Soul Calibur did it because they're trying to emulate Soul Blade / Soul Edge.
Mm-hmm.
But with Street Fighter, I don't know. After seeing Street Fighter 4, I'm kind of expecting animated cutscenes and whatnot.
Nah, man.
But either way, though, I mean, now that we've seen the latest version of Guile, well, what's your take on how fighting in Streets has evolved?
Okay. In Street Fighter 3 and Street Fighter 4, the parry and the focus system and all that really made the game all about being able to, like in Street Fighter 3, the only way to be good was that you were the parry god,
Right.
Parry this, parry that, parry everything else. In Street Fighter 4, you were only good if you knew how to use the focus attacks perfectly. With Ryu, it's like FADC, focus attack, dash cancel, blah, 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 blah. And in this one, it really depends on which character you choose. And I think I really kind of like that,
Yeah, I do too, because then you can't use the same technical trick all the time then.
Exactly. And then they also, because of what they did with the whole V meter thing, which the V meter builds up when you attack, builds up when you block, builds up all the time. So that if someone's freaking beating you down in the corner, it does give you a way out, and it gives them something to think about. Because when your meter's full, you can do a reversal pretty easily. So it keeps the flow moving, and you spend less time kind of standing there going, "Oh, okay, what you gonna do? What you gonna do?" I kind of like that. It's nice to watch too.
Yeah.
The game as a whole, I'm still getting my butt whooped, but I don't feel too dominated at least.
Well, particularly just the game mechanics. What's your take on how the whole franchise has evolved from, Street Fighter 1 to where we're at today?
So I gotta let you in on something. I actually play 2 tournaments every Wednesday now. I play the Street Fighter 5 tournament and Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Oh,
So,
yeah, well, yeah, you did mention that.
What the heck was that?
I think my cat knocked something over.
Wow.
My cat knocked his food bowl over. Yeah, for those who don't know, I room with a 12-pound black cat.
Nice. So overall, sorry, what was the question?
Your take on the evolution of the franchise from the early days of Street Fighter 1 and 2 to where we're at today. Some half dozen incarnations later?
It's I think that when Street Fighter 2 came out, the game was still kind of a scrappy fighter, He's
right.
He's not the dominating Tyson, but he's always around, and he's always you can't ignore him, right?
Right.
Street Fighter 3 came out, and that scrappy fighter put on a little bit more muscle, right? But he's still not the best. Street Fighter 4, he thinks he's the best, and he's more in the Filipino term mayabang. He's got a little more swagger.
Right.
And then Street Fighter 5 is a little bit more of a maturity. I think that Street Fighter 5, there's no character, at least maybe it's too early, but there's no character that seems to be super dominant, broken dominant, which is interesting. Remember in Street Fighter 4...
surprising, considering that the game has hasn't been out too long, so they haven't really had time to fine-tune all the characters. That's kind of surprising that no one's really broken.
Well,
Anyway.
they've had it in beta since October, right? So
Yeah.
every month or every other month, since even October, people are already playing around like a full weekend's worth of Street Fighter, and they've been making tweaks the entire time.
Right.
And there's no super uber dominating move that there's no El Fuerte infinites, and there's no EX Green Hand or Knee of the Gods from Sagat or Elbow Drop. There's nothing that's super dominant. So what you have is everyone just needs to learn how to play a fighting game. Not just to learn a character and master the character, but master how to fight and keep your head on your shoulders and not freak out. And just it really goes back to Street Fighter 2, come to think of it. Because Street Fighter 2, there wasn't really anything that was super dominant,
No, not really, because Street Fighter 2 didn't really have any real gimmicks to it. It was just, here's the character, here's the move list, that's it. No supers, no alpha counters, no nothing like that.
Exactly. And that's how this felt. Like, this feels just like that.
That's interesting.
But yeah, super excited for Guile coming out. Still waiting for Boxer to come out, because he's gonna come out. We know that based on the sound clippings from the announcers. So.
I still want Dudley to come back.
Oh, to keep it classy.
Yeah.
He'd fit in this, but I mean, where this takes place in a timeline, right?
Right before 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it takes place after 4, but before 3, so you'd still fit in.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, that we should. Capcom's saying that they're not going to do like tournament mode, tournament edition, and all that stuff this time around.
Oh, yeah, right.
I don't know.
They've done multiple iterations of every freaking Street Fighter game. Yep. To quote the police chief from Super Troopers, yeah, I'll believe that my shit turns purple and smells like rainbow sherbet.
I don't know. I have hope.
I think that's what they're gonna do. Rather than release like a super and ultra version, they're just gonna keep releasing character packs. And it's kind of like, it's technically not an ultra or super version.
Yeah, and they're going to. And what I like is that I've been earning fight money, so that
nice.
I have enough fight money, because they release how much the characters are gonna cost to unlock if you decide to not buy them, but actually spend fight money to unlock them.
You can actually earn them then?
Yeah.
That's nice.
So you can pay, like, I think it's only like, I forgot how much they're going to charge. I think it's like $5-10, like small. Or you can earn enough fight money to pay for it.
Now, do you get fight money just by playing the game, or do you have to play online?
You can get fight money just by playing the game. You get fight money by leveling up the character. So the more time you play a character, you can the character's experience goes up, and you get fight money every time the character levels up. You get fight money when you do survival mode, when you achieve stuff. So you can pay for. I forgot what the name of the other money type is. It's like a credit system, so you put like $1 and you get like 99 of them or something. You can pay for that, or you can earn things through fight money. I know that for every level you level up, you can get 1,000 fight money. So you got to get up 100 levels to get 100,000, and 100 levels actually isn't that much, because you earn experience pretty quick, especially when you play online.
Right.
And what's cool is that you can create a battle lounge online, kind of like what happened in Street Fighter 4, where you can have a bunch of people private slots, and you can just play with your friends continuously in arcade, like an arcade type scenario.
Yeah, I remember that.
So you got that already too. So it's actually all pretty cool. I have enough fight money to buy 2 characters now. So
Nice.
I know there's money that's reserved for Boxer, but I'm half tempted to spend money to get Guile. What?
Hey, man, that should be one of the priorities you're gonna spend your money on.
Yeah. You were always the better Guile player.
Yeah.
But the funny part is that the fight money system to buy something isn't out yet in patches. So what they decided to do is, hey, congratulations, you have the game, but you can't buy any characters yet. So we're just gonna give Abel out for free and then lock him down later.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
So what I did is I immediately I went to Abel and then I went to do all his challenges so I can earn XP points and just unlock things.
It's kind of funny they chose Abel to do this because I remember he was supposed to be the main character of Street Fighter 3, but then people got all pissed that the old schoolers weren't back, so that's why they brought back Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, and Akuma.
Oh man, yeah. How do you feel that how do you feel that they haven't decided to put Akuma in this game?
Did they decide not to, or they just haven't figured out what they're gonna do yet?
There's no clues. Well, one, they have not released any character release map of like what's going to be released later on down the line. Everything is conjecture based on the sound files that people were able to find in the PC version from the announcer, and that's it. And there is no clues about the existence of Akuma.
I don't know. I'm kind of I'm a little bit iffy on that, only because he's been kind of a staple since the Alpha series, and arguably even since the last incarnation of Street Fighter 2, where he was that super overpowered hidden character.
Duh.
So I mean, he's really been around for a while when you think about it.
I know he has, but I think they don't want to. They might not want to take away from the new Tekken.
Yeah, I guess. No, that's an interesting move right there.
And it looks like he was added not just as a playable character, but part of the storyline.
Yeah, like he's actually part of the plot, which is what's interesting. I mean, at first I heard they're gonna put him in. I figured, okay, he's gonna be like a bonus with like no plot bearing.
So
yeah, he's part of the main plot.
So does that mean Tekken and Street Fighter happen in the same universe?
That's a good question. That's a really good question.
Because if they do, think of the possibilities. Anyway, go ahead.
Considering it's Akuma and how powerful that guy is, I wouldn't even find him out of place in the Soul Calibur game.
Man, if you could have any character in Street Fighter appear in Soul Calibur, which one?
Which one? I'm looking at either Goken, Akuma, Bison/Vega, or Rose.
I'd say I agree with you in Vega, just because Vega's got a weapon.
Well, I mean, not Vega, like the dictator guy, Bison.
Oh, yeah, I could see that too.
Cause I can see somebody who has like just like I don't know, powerful chi or whatever their power is, ending up like getting whooped in the past somehow. Like I could see Akuma, training somewhere, and his Dark Hadou resonates with Soul Edge, and it's warps him back or something. Like same with Bison. Or in case of Goken or Rose, I can see them trying to study maybe a fragment of it, and they get thrown back.
Oh, that's interesting. Anyways, I think I've expressed my excitement for Guile. He's supposed to be coming out. The current theory is that he'll be out at the end of the month. And Capcom actually did it right, where they released a trailer before releasing the character, because
Right.
Alex was released and then his trailer was released. I was like, what?
Like, wait, what happened here?
Yeah, it's like I didn't even know that he was getting released, and that was screwed up, man. That tournament, he got released right before the tournament started, and I played against a guy who actually knew how to play Alex, and I didn't know the matchup because I did not play Street Fighter 3. So I was like,
on that note, kind of taking a look back at the bigger picture, it's like, how would you gauge the effect that Street Fighter had on the whole gaming industry? I mean, it basically established a genre, and it's gotten itself embedded in the pop culture to the extent that half the cast showed up in Wreck-It Ralph.
oh yeah. It was they were there. They were there. Sagat, Bison, in a evil video game character self-help group.
Yeah.
Where they basically their mantra is we're bad guys, but that doesn't have to make us bad guys. It's as said by Zangief.
Well, like it's their day job. It's not actually who they are.
Yeah, that's what Zangief says. We're bad guys, but that does not make us bad guys. So that's.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, where do you think the game industry would be without Street Fighter?
Well.
Like, if Street Fighter, if Capcom decided, we're not going to make Street Fighter 2 because, the first one never really took off.
See, the fighting game community has had all their other games, but I mean, Street Fighter wasn't the first game to really do well. There was a Yi Air Kung Fu or whatever, right?
But that wasn't. That didn't have a versus mode.
No, the Y Air Kung Fu, it did.
No, the Karate Master did, but that game was crap.
No, I thought the one where it had like a Chinese, like a Chun-Li character you can choose, and like you can choose the fat guy. You can choose. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah, I kind of remember that one, but it wasn't. I don't think it was ER Kung Fu, because I remember we actually tested that game when I used to work at Konami, and yeah, it was single player.
Well,
it wouldn't be a Mortal Kombat, I can tell you that.
I think if you want to look at it another way, where would the fighting game community be, or video games be, if Capcom didn't do fighting games? Because
I almost want to go as far as say that there wouldn't really be one. Because I mean, let's look at all the other franchises that are big right now. There's Mortal Kombat, but that kind of owes its success also to Street Fighter.
Yep.
Arguably, maybe Tekken or what's the one Sega makes? Virtual Fighter maybe might have kickstarted, but on the same token, like the only reason they made those games was because the hardware at the time was able to support 3D, and fighting games was already an established franchise, so even those are kind of in doubt.
Yeah, I'd have to say that.
I almost want to say that maybe something would have come along, but I don't think it would have been anywhere as big as it is now. Like, I mean,
Yeah, it would have evolved differently. Definitely.
Yeah. I think what we'd see is a lot of like the niche kind of the weird quirky Japanese fighting games that come out. Like I'm not even talking about BlazBlue and Guilty Gear. I mean like the other funky ones like Arcana Hearts and there's the other one like different random anime shit characters.
Man, the anime fighting games are already beyond me.
So yeah, I think that's what the fighting game community and genre would have been, just those games.
Well, not too bad, but the fun combo system that makes what do you call it? Street Fighter.
Geez, yeah, that would have been, that's what I've been to consider. Especially when you think of a lot of those games are like Guilty Gear and BlazBlue, but what are those two games? They're basically like Street Fighter just really sped up.
Yep. The combo system where you can hit the person after hitting the person really came from Street Fighter. It was discovered by accident when they decided to make Street Fighter a little easier for people to play. And the buffering.
It didn't quite work out that way.
Well, it kind of did. I mean, it's one of the best games to mash. You don't see people excited to mash buttons on Tekken or mash buttons on Soul Calibur.
I don't know. I think mashing actually gets you farther in those games because you don't have the quarter circle inputs or the dragon punch motion. Like it's all in Soul Calibur and Tekken, you're tapping buttons in a sequence rather than doing like an input command.
I don't know, man. But people also start like doing circles already on the joystick.
Right.
That's, I mean, my daughter pulled off what do you call it? Combos from just playing with the game stick I have.
Well, okay, let me twist the question around a bit. How would you compare Street Fighter's impact on the video game industry compared to Doom's impact?
To the first person? I mean, there are two different genres, but...
Well, I mean, just to the effect on the industry itself. Because we both agreed that Doom basically established the first-person franchise, even though it wasn't like the first game.
I think that Street Fighter made an accessible community. I think that Street Fighter just kind of, what do you call it? It made it approachable, because I find that people, at least the people I know, they're not as afraid of Street Fighter in terms of trying to play it, because they don't have to do a combination of buttons all together. Things just come out. So, anyways, I think that this is a good place to stop because I want to play some Street Fighter right now. But
I need to go investigate whatever mess my cat made.
So what are your final thoughts on fandoms and I mean Street Fighter fans, like fighting game fans? What?
Well, Okay, well, going back, final thoughts on fandoms in general is, like reiterating what I said. What I said is the band, in general, the bandwagoners ruin things in the long run. I'm still holding to that, but I'm waiting to see Nintendo, I'm waiting to see Nintendo add new data to that theory. With Street Fighter, taking a step back and being someone who's played just a wide genre of video games since the NES days. Not all, but I do want to say that Street Fighter 2 in particular its overall effect on the game industry was the same as Doom. It did for fighting games what Doom did for first-person shooters.
I can't really argue against that, man.
Yeah.
My final thoughts are this. I'm very glad to have new fans come into play. I just want to make sure that even with the new fans coming in, that the people who own these franchises kind of keep the older fans also entertained and in their line of sight as well. Because truthfully, who's going to be teaching these younger fans? Who's going to be molding these younger fans into long-term fans? It's the established fans, and you want them there. You want them to show the younger fans that this franchise is worth sticking with.
Right.
So, well, with that in mind, I would like to say goodbye, whatever. I hate all you. But for Boxer and for Dictator, I'd like to say, everybody, go home and play some games. Peace.
Yep. Later.
We still taping. Oh, we're still taping. No.